B-Eazy Dat Dude. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah, they know the name. Stacking up the paper, but having money ain't a thing. Standing on business, burning hotter than a flame. From the block to the ballroom, you gotta stand the rain. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah, they know the name. Stacking up the paper, but having money ain't a thing. Standing on business, burning hotter than a flame. From the block to the ballroom, you gotta stand the rain. Big block engine with 26 inches on the chrome I ride. Started at the bottom, soared to the top and still on the ride. Air handshake solid, seal the deal airtight. He gave you the blueprint to grind and get your hustle right. Money in the vision, it was dirty but he washed it clean. Turned a dollar to a dream, now he living like a king. From the late nights grinding to the early bird moves. Ask around the city, he really that dude. He love how he talk it cause he walk it too. Every step calculated, everything come through. From the hood by the views, yeah, the rooftop views. He the bridge between the struggle and the good life views. Never fold under pressure, shine like a diamond in the sun. Every loss was a lesson, every win is hard won. Now the crowd chant his name when he steps in the room. B-Eazy Dat Dude, yeah, you know he's the truth. B-Eazy Dat Dude, yeah, they know the name. Stacking up the paper, but having money ain't a thing. Standing on business, burning hotter than a flame. From the block to the ballroom, you gotta stand the rain. B-Eazy Dat Dude, yeah, they know the name. Stacking up the paper, but having money ain't a thing. Standing on business, burning hotter than a flame. From the block to the ballroom, you gotta stand the rain.
B-Eazy. He got that certain kind of profile, smooth and effortless style.
He's so fresh.
Makes the whole room stop and stare a while. Hear him asking,
who's that?
Mama, there he goes again. The way he moves, you know he's gonna win.
Oh, you ain't know?
That's just B-Eazy.
B-Eazy Dat Dude.
That man right there.
B-Eazy.
Hey, yo, yeah, that's B-Eazy, that's the name. Way before the world knew he was running the game. Laid the groundwork, built the foundation strong. Been influencing the whole scene all along. Now everybody gotta give that man his praise. A living legend for the rest of his days. Oh, he deserves all the accolades, yeah. B-Eazy.
B-Eazy.
Gotta give that man his praise. A living legend for the rest of his days. Oh, he deserves all the accolades. B-Eazy. We all here to see B-Eazy. We wanna listen to B-Eazy. Ayy, we all like B-Eazy. Nah, matter of fact, we love B-Eazy. Believe me, he really that dude. Subscribe to the channel, it's easy to do. If you care, then go ahead and share. This fire content, extraordinarily rare. That's why I put that on my mama, he is that dude. And I put that on my daddy, he is that dude. So.
Yeah, yeah. Listen up. It's B-Eazy Dat Dude, the great. He ain't fake, he one of the real guys. Spitting fire every stream. You been late to the party, now it's time to realize. From Pittsburgh to around the world, yeah, the flow is elite. Every beat that he slide on turns into straight heat. Came up from the grind, selling box on a laptop, running up a bag, feel like he hit the jackpot. Got the luxury visions, ambition vivid, never bluff. Person's progress, persevere when the going gets tough. B-Eazy Dat Dude, got stripes in the game. Every rhyme, every line, they gon' remember the name. From the streets to the stage, the energy don't fade. Legend in the making, yeah, history's what he's laid. Mic in his hand, heart in the flow and soul on every beat. Dropping knowledge, power, bravado, his legacy complete. Hustle amplified, lyrics electrified, that's the truth. B-Eazy Dat Dude, established with certified proof. Feel the bass, feel the vibe, let it ride through the crowd. All the words, every hook, man, he keeps making us proud. King of his lane, rising above every feud. All hail the one and only, one and only, one and only. B-Eazy Dat Dude. Yeah. Yeah.
he always do it big. You know who it is. B-Eazy, B-Eazy, B-Eazy that dude. He on his way to the top and he ain't about to stop. You thought he would flop and didn't want to give him props. The things you dreaming about, he already did do. Now it's time to soak a game. He about to give you like, share, follow, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to tune in when he goes live. Make a contribution if you feeling the content. Tap into the realness if you tired of the nonsense. I mean, no disrespect, ain't trying to sound rude, but the world already knows that B-Eazy's that dude. Ooh. We all here to see B-Eazy. Ayo, who is that dude? Oh girl, that's just B-Eazy. Oh boy, that's just B-Eazy. Well, who is B-Eazy? Oh, you ain't know. He been a pro for show, all about the dough. He been running up them racks and still trying to get some more. Don't care about the fame, just trying to gain and grow. He really one of them ones, his presence so pivotal. So hell yeah, he that dude, this is unequivocal.
Turn your radios up. Turn your radios up. Y'all know what this is. Y'all know who this is. B-Eazy Dat Dude. An impromptu stream back with another one. This one will be a banger. Controversial topics about a controversial figure. So it will be a doozy. I don't like to keep y'all waiting. I was right here at 8 on the dot, but before we get this thing started, I gotta hit you.
If you know the song, sing along. Yeah, you're right.
私も地元のと言っても実は世代です。もう友達できたの？うん。グッドこっち見ろ。
Look, this promethazine got me leaning like a cholo in the club. I'm 20 deep. I don't be riding solo. Pull some bad bitches, they vanilla and cocoa. They wanna take some photos when we kick it out in Soho. Chicks are showing tits and popping pussy for my promo. Told them like juvenile, baby, move it for me slow mo. Then I'm right back to the block, cause I keep getting moto. I be flipping, not tricking. I don't give a fuck about no ho. This nigga name ain't D-Lo, but pimpin' these bitches and stacking this bread forever be my stilo. This is B-Eazy Dat Dude. In the trap making pass smooth. If I ever go broke, then I'm about to pull a jack move. Since a nigga healthy, I don't even gotta worry. With my bitch from Fiji, eating tandoori and chicken curry. That ism is really in me. My pimp game international. I design my own clothes, so I be always looking fashionable. Here's a couple facts about me that y'all didn't know. Some of y'all be getting bread, but I be getting bigger, dawg. I got bigger guns and a whole lot of bad. And we are activated. And I'm going to get right into this thing. So I don't plan on being here too long, but you never know. I do plan on being here for a strong time. I don't know if it will be a long time, but it definitely will be substantive. And I'm going to drop some heavy tonight. But I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to the illustrious guest, the sensational, the sultry, and the sophisticated, sincere Saida. And she's fresh off of a banger stream, but I don't know if she got herself into a new beef, or let's just call it a new kerfuffle, or maybe it's just water under a bridge. What's water to a well? So salute to sincere Saida. She's one of the let's say she's one of the originators. She's one of the most original content creators and one of the most entertaining content creators. So salute to sincere Saida. If you are not subbed, yeah, it will behoove you to do so. And we got MD, the homie from the Bay, but also the earth is our turf. So shout out to the bro. I think he in the valley now, but from the valley to the Bay to the valley. You know what I mean? Cali is where we stay. So shout out to MD. What it do? Last call, Mr. Midnight Soul, chatting from an undisclosed location in Northern America. Dr. Soapy, the doctor's orders, the people doctor, came through right on time. This one will be a banger. The marvelous my boo, what it did it do? And who else we got? Of course, the hardest working mod on YouTube. You had the other live all set up. Hey, well, I appreciate you. You are the hardest working mod. So I tip my hat. So salute to her. And Frank Nitty, you've been consistent. I gotta give Frank Nitty. I might do it this stream. So Frank Nitty, stick around, leave some comments. I'm gonna have to put bro in blue. Bro been supporting, because you lose a sub, you gain a sub. You lose a mod, you gain a mod. You know what I mean? So the support is genuine, right? So even if you don't support me financially, if you could support me with sharing, believing in the content, supporting the content, it definitely does mean a lot to me, right? You know what I mean? So shout out to Frank Nitty, Mr. Gritty. And who else we got in here? I think that's everybody. So we're going to get right into it. And anybody else that will be viewing this live and concurrently, salute to y'all. So let me go ahead and bring this down. So y'all seen the title. Y'all seen the thumbnail. How long will you allow celebrity sellouts to play in your face? And it's not just celebrities, right? It's many of the pork chop, pompous preachers and pastors. Sometimes it's your own parents. Sometimes it's, your own boule members, right? How long are you going to allow them to play in your face? Now, I always say, most celebrities, public figures, whether it's actors, entertainers, or whatever, most of them have the coon chip activated, right? So there's an inner coon, right? It's almost like, if you know about Carl Jung and he talks about the anima and the animus, there's this myth that every person every black person has a coon chip embedded in them. And sometimes it's the right factors or something that someone could activate it. However, if you're standing strong, you're standing on business, it has to be in you, not on you. You can repel and refuse to have that chip activated. And this is like a proverbial, we're really talking about a mindset, right? So many people choose to activate that coon chip, all for the chase the bag culture. What is honorable about that? People love to Bible thump. What is Christian about that? Selling your people up the river to chase the bag, but somehow that's praised because someone has a Gucci or a Prada or a Birkin bag with no money in it. So we're going to get into this stuff. So I'm going to be reacting to this video from Pink Book Lessons. So sub to her. This sister makes some great content. She already has 500,000 subs, and she grown immensely and expeditiously. So her video, if you want to watch it uninterrupted, is titled Jay-Z doubles down on target partnership live on stage. So, of course, to make this fair use, and I don't get a copyright strike or infringement, I will make the video transformative by giving my commentary. So, I'm going to go ahead and pull this up, and you will be seeing me switch from screen to screen like this. So, we're going to get right into it. We're talking about the raCOOnery of Jay-Z, but it's not just Jay-Z. He's just the topic today. Let's commence.
It's so funny to me. Every single time Jay-Z is in hot water, Beyonce wants to put out something showing Black love. Look at us, we're such a good family. We're so amazing. We are just so normal. And don't get me wrong, I love me some Beyonce. I love me some B. I love her music. I love her artistry. But when she popped up on Good Morning America, when he was under fire, my job was like, she does not even defend herself like this. And the thing is, I can't blame her for defending her husband and defending her family. This is her family. This is their empire. They worked together. They worked hard on building their empire. So I can't expect nothing less, and I cannot talk bad about a woman who is defending her husband, her family, and their legacy. But I'm also not stupid either. A lot of people may buy into like, oh my God, they're a good family, leave them alone, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Think what you want to think. But for me, Jay-Z is still shady. That deal with Target, like, I feel like that was not necessary. You two are billionaires.
And people are trying to make him pretend that he's shady because of the deal with Target. No, he's shady because in order for you to reach that height of success, right, that level of wealth attainment, allegedly, right, you have to be buck broken in some capacity. Now, that's an archaic term that is very apropos to use in modern terms because it never stopped happening, right? When you think of buck breaking, it's a very horrific thing that happened on plantations and in other capacities, just wasn't called that, right? But the most important aspect of buck breaking someone is the psychological aspect, where they're so fearful that the docility is going to become inherent in them. The subservience is going to become inherent to them. They become desensitized to it, and then it becomes inherent, and then it also becomes championed, right? So these people get buck broken, and then they try to say, well, they got the money, you just sound broke. But I always tell them, hey, aren't you a Bible thumper? Don't you talk about Jesus? You got a tattoo of Jesus. You're always running around with a Jesus piece. Jesus never had a Jesus piece. There's no documents of Jesus wearing an iced out cross. Jesus, by modern terms, was broke and dusty. I thought y'all was against broke and dusty people, but you're praising Jesus. So you're shaming broke people, but I praise Jesus, someone who was broke. He wasn't wealthy. He wasn't about extravagance, but you're praising extravagance and then saying, yeah, but I got an iced out Jesus in the Bible. Right? So how long will you let people play in your face because they have some sort of material things that they can't take with them to the grave? He has a Maybach that he can't take with them. Does he want to be buried in a Maybach? So we got to start calling these people out. I've always done it, but I'm going to continuously do it. But they're trying to call him out over a Target boycott. He's been selling the community out a long time ago, right? You don't have to do that. You're making a conscious choice to do that. And if they give you an ultimatum, hey, look, we're going to make you one of the wealthiest black people, right? Because he's not one of the wealthiest people in the world. He's just one of the wealthiest blacks, which means that he's part of the gatekeeper class. Whenever you start hearing first black this, first person this, usually there's something more sinister and dark behind it. You're supposed to just champion it for representation. Ooh, look, the first black mayor of a city.
Yeah, but she's pandering towards the Latinos and open borders and LGBTQ and all this stuff. She's not doing anything for the black community. He or she is not doing anything for the black community. But there's representation. No, it's not. You represent people by producing for them. Imagine it was a P and he had a bottom B and he said, I'm your representative, but he's not producing anything for her. He's not making the money move, shake, and flip, right? Okay, yeah, she PIMP put it in my pocket. She put it in my pocket and I made it shake. I built a business. I built a legal avenue. So this is temporary, not long term. You know what I mean? What type of billionaire rappers are talking like this, right? Jay-Z was whining because he said that over the he had an interview where he said and I'm paraphrasing, he was talking about at family events, you know, family members always pitching him his ideas, and then they start asking him for $3,000 and stuff. It's like, nigga, aren't you a billionaire? Aren't you always talking about popping Chris in the club like from multiple decades ago? I'm sure you spent more than $3,000 in the club, but you want to kind of shame and shun your family member. Okay, I get it, right? It may be annoying that they keep asking you for money, but why are you flaunting the wealth, right? These cats you should be proud that he's paid $4,000 for a jacket, and they rather say, hey, I ain't giving my family member $4,000. Them niggas need to pull themselves up by their bootstrap. But at the same time, we need to look at him, you know, as some bastion of virtue because he made money. It's a lot of people that make money, but let's see what they got to say in the chat. And shout out to Sincere and Dr. Soapy. And Mayan, I don't know if you a troll or if you just slid through, but shout out to Mayan 653. Appreciate the viewership. He's been a weirdo too. Look at the women, Aaliyah, Foxy Brown, and Beyonce. Yes, a weirdo. There are some allegations, but hey, I don't think weirdness is bad, right? I would say weird is wonderful. I think everyone has a little bit of weirdness to them. Weird could be a euphemism for other things. Weird, quirky, strange. So I'm not, you know, against weirdness. But a weirdo, you know, that does have a different context and connotation. So I do believe he is a weirdo, but I don't think there's anything wrong with being weird. But weirdo, like Jay-Z. I mean, but even if he was a weirdo, and he wasn't a Sambo, actually, let me take that back. I don't give a fig Newton if you're a weirdo, just as long as you ain't a Sambo. I don't care about the O on the weird. I care about the O on the Sam. So Jay-Z has proven time and time again to be a step and fetch it, tap dancing, rap. You know, rather than tap dancing, he's just rapping. You know what I mean? So he's just tap dancing in auditory form. Let's commence.
You're billionaires. Why would you go that route knowing what black people are trying to do right now in boycotting Target? You could have done this in so many different other.
This is another thing that we have to stop doing collectively. And I'm not saying I do this, but I'm speaking as a collective because I'm part of the collective. You know, I'm giving my perspective. You know what I mean? We all have our opinion, but you know, if you disagree, then voice your disagreement, right? But we have to stop asking, well, why are they doing this to us? Why are they selling out? Why are they beating us? It's like, because you keep asking why. You have to crack some eggs to make an omelet. You have to make a stand. But if all they got to say is the Republicans are bad, and then you just gonna vote blue no matter who, right? They know that they don't have to change. If Jay-Z is selling the community out and then he drops a new album and you like, I'm trying to rush to go to see Jay-Z perform, why would he stop selling out? He's made his most money selling out. Like you may say, I bought a Jay-Z album and bought a Jay-Z poster. And some other people have put 100 M's in his pocket to own him, to pretty much brand him like you would brand a cattle. He's been psychologically buck broken. The brand is stamped on his, you know, on his brain. And you keep asking why. Why are they doing this to us? They're doing it to you because you allow it. If you're a beautiful woman and you're with a dude and he's cheating on you, and he didn't cheated one time, and then 2 times, and then 10 times, and then 20 times, why would I stop cheating on you? You've shown that you're just going to accept it. If I cheat 20 times, you're going to take me back. If I cheat 25 times, you're going to take me back. So why would I stop doing it? Just because you say, why are you cheating on me? No, why do you keep taking this nigga back? Why do you keep allowing these celebrities to do this without holding them accountable, without having them bend the knee? They're bending the knee to other communities and other interests because those other interests are paying them. And what you need to do is stop paying them attention, right? Stop paying them your dollars and stop paying them attention, right? You should be paying the local artists instead. You like, man, that local artist is broke. That local artist got better bars than Jay-Z. But because he doesn't have a Maybach, you don't want to support him. Oh man, he a Spotify rapper. Man, that Spotify rapper is better than Jay-Z lyrically, right? Some of that shit people don't want to hear anymore, right? And certain stuff is just not for everybody. Some people try to say, oh, well, he's a lyricist and all this stuff. Not everybody want to hear his lyricism. Like, let's just be honest, right? If I'm riding around the hood, it's like, are people really trying to hear lyricism, or are they trying to hear something that slap? And a little bit of lyricism sprinkled into there. They call it a lyrical miracle thing where it's like, yeah, it's cool if you just sit in there and smoking a blunt and you want to listen to it. If I'm having a cookout, if I'm in the club, do you want to hear some super intricate bars in the club while some chicks is twerking right in front of you? You got some of the most beautiful chicks you've seen, and you like, man, play some lyrical shit. You like, no, nigga, play some ratchet shit. Play something that bang. Shit, play some mumble rap. That's what you're gonna be on, right? So let's just stop acting just because someone has a certain talent that you enjoy, that they stuck up for you. You know what I mean? Oh, I love Taraji P. Henson. Yeah, I love her too as an actress, but she toes the line and taps dance for the Democrats, just like most black celebs do. You may like Tyler Perry's toxic movies, but he like tap dances for the Democrats. Literally, you have Meg Thee Stallion, Beyonce, Cardi B, all tap dancing for the Democrats. But what did that get for you? You voted because Cardi B got paid to perform for Kamala Harris. That's doing something for the community. How? Doing a performance and getting paid for it? She did her job. Her job is to perform. A performer got paid, and that's like, she did something for the community. But a janitor that's doing their job, you don't say they're doing something for the community, right? Teachers, right? You don't give teachers enough respect and say they're doing something for a community. But some billionaire come one day and do some Nino Brown acting, give out a bunch of turkeys. He did something for the community. Did he really though? You start looking deeper, you see like it was sponsored and shit like that. Like, bro did something for himself. A tax write-off, which I'm not saying it's not a symbolic gesture. I'm just saying we got to call it what it really is and stop pretending like these people are so benevolent and stuff, because they're really not. They're very sinister. Like he liked dating young women and grooming them. Yeah, those are the allegations. And shout out to Dr. Soapy. The Kamala Harris step and fetch it was just humiliating. It was beyond humiliating. It was disgusting. And that's what unfortunately many people do. All they got to say is the Republicans are bad. So then they can put some chick out there twerking, right? If you're about there, you're allegedly voting for civil rights, right? You're fighting for your life. We're fighting for lineage-based cash reparations. We're fighting for an anti-black hate crime bill. We're fighting for recognition from the OMB to change on the census. There's multiple tangibles that we're fighting for. And they say, you know what a tangible is? Meg Thee Stallion twerking in a bodysuit. Who does that do something for? Even the sisterhood. What did that do for the sisters? Oh, we got to see representation. You got to see representation of a attractive young woman shaking her body in front of mostly non-black people just to get the vote. Get your booty to the polls. No voting, no fucking. This is all disgusting stuff. When they say your ancestor died for the right to for you to vote, they never said your ancestors twerked for the right for you to vote. Where's the quote? Where's the proof? Where's the documentation? Where's the footage? Where's the film of your ancestors twerking for the right for you to vote? And they didn't die for the right for you to vote. They died for the right for them to be seen as humans, for them to be equally treated. And equal treatment would be the right to vote. But that's not what they died for. They weren't saying, over my cold dead body, just make sure that my people got the right to vote. They didn't say that. And when they say your ancestors died for the right to vote, they're always pushing that for Democrat stuff. And when I say, you know what, you're right, my ancestors did die for the right for me to vote, and that's why I'm a vote Republican or Libertarian or Green Party or People's Party, or you know what, I might even vote the couch. The couch is a viable option for some and for many. And then they say, whoa, 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 your ancestors didn't die for that. My ancestors didn't die for me to vote blue no matter who. You said to them it's capitalism. Yeah, I mean, I know Malcolm X said, you show me a capitalist, I'll show you a bloodsucker. I like smart people. I love smart people. It's just, unfortunately, common sense is not common. When Biden told the Congressional Black Caucus to go to the Latinos, I was like, look at you fools. And all they was just like, yes, massa. And then they started trying to get us to crash out for ICE. That was another turning point where that's what you call buck breaking. He checked them. He politically marked them out. And all they cared about was keeping their seats and stuff. You're willing to sell out your community for Latinos, who most of them are white racially, right? And you're supposed to pretend that we got some coalition. People of color. Ask people what color they are. Hey, I don't identify as a color. I'm Mexican. I'm Puerto Rican. And that's fine, right? There's no race called POC. There's no race called Mexican. There's no race called Puerto Rican. Mexicans in specific, it's not just them. They fought for the right to be legally classified as racially white. These aren't my terms. Look them up. Blancamiento. Mejoró la raza. What does it mean? Lightening, brightening, and whitening the race. Most Latinos, well, not, let me say most, right? A majority of Latinos, because that's a vague term, right? It's just an umbrella term. Brazilians are Latino. Venezuelans are Latino. Argentinians are Latinos, right? So just to be clear, foundational Black American freedmen are the second largest ethnic group in America. Let me say that one more again, because I'm here to learn, but I'm here to teach. Foundational Black American freedmen are the second largest ethnic group in America. Now, this is how they play the numbers, right? This is how they play the word games, and this is how they play the numbers game. This is why they talk about, the numbers are destiny, or they say demographics are destiny. And by demographics, they mean the numbers of other non-white people, right? These are the games that they play. So in order to drown foundational Black Americans out and say, hey, look, man, we don't really have to worry about you guys because you guys are only 13%. And that's a lie. We've been purposely undercounted. Many people don't fully, they put out a report that said that we were purposely undercounted. But let's just say that was true. Like, no one finds that odd. When your mama was born, you guys are 13%. No, actually, when your grandma was born, 13%. Your mom was born, 13%. You were born, 13%. Your kids born, 13%. But other groups are growing. And then they try to say, well, it's abortion. All these Black women are aborting their kids. Well, there has been a significant amount of abortions. That's a problematic amount, but it hasn't been that many that would explain this type of disparity. And many of these populations, which is why they have the term anchor baby, right? A lot of people come over here, and if they're undocumented, their first order of business is to have a baby. That baby anchors them here, which is why Trump has been challenging the birthright citizenship and all this other type of stuff, right? So these other people's populations, a lot of them are imported. And as soon as they import a population, there is a urgency to have a kid, not just because they want to start a family, but the ones that are I'm specifically talking about the undocumented people. They know that with birthright citizenship, their kids are gonna, be citizens. And then they play on your heartstrings. You don't want to separate families, do you? So then you say, oh, well, that is a little bit cruel and humane. He's been here for 30 years. And then you say, oh, well, you know what? Let's just let him stay here, whether he came here illegally or not. You know what I mean? So that's how other people have been able to replenish their population. But I'm saying all this to say, right? They're trying to get you to pretend like we're in this mythical coalition of POCs, but many of these other POCs are classified as racially white that they fought for. So let me get back into it because that's I had to go on a bit of a tangent, but let's get back into it.
Ways. It does not fool me. I can see why you are defending your family, and as you should, but I'm also not stupid. I'm not stupid at all.
Whoa, hold up. How did you get this car? Didn't yours get totaled?
They're depending on them to keep just enough people under the spell, but the jig is up. Jay-Z, though, the pressure is definitely getting to him because he responded again by dissing the people, questioning his Target partnership while on stage celebrating the 30th anniversary of his Reasonable Doubt album. Take a look at what Jigga Man had to say.
I don't listen to Twitter activists. They type and I laugh at them. You shopping at Amazon or you boycott? You posting on Instagram? That's Meta, boy. Stop it. Y'all know Google owns YouTube. You picking and choosing the politicking as usual.
First off,
did y'all hear that? Okay. Hey, Jay-Z, I gotta hit ya.
What? Hope, please.
Nigga, please.
Hope. Nigga, what?
Nigga.
Nigga, please.
Nigga, please.
What?
I'm sorry, that was corny, bruh. Like, what did he say that was hot? He said, you on Instagram? Man, that's Meta, boy. Stop it. Ooh, no, like seriously, I'm trying to give an impartial, like I'm putting the coonery aside. Don't worry, I'm gonna rewind that back one more again. Was that flames? Was that like, ooh? And then like, why are you dissing Kaepernick? He's over here saying we're past kneeling. How are we past kneeling because Jay-Z got a job? Let's just go back to the NFL stuff. We're past kneeling because Jay-Z got a job to pick people who's going to be the Super Bowl performers. So what does that do for the Black community, right? Don't get me wrong. I mean, I like Riri. I like Kendrick, right? I thought Kendrick did a phenomenal job. Outside of symbolism, which symbolism is okay. And I thought Kendrick had an extremely patriotic performance. What did that do for the community? Now, it was representation. It was a symbolic gesture. So if you want to say that, I can say that it was a symbolic gesture. I can say that it was representation. But in terms of tangibles, let me rephrase the question. What tangible benefit did it provide for the community? And we're supposed to be like, yeah, Jay-Z picked him. Okay, so I'm supposed to overlook his coonery because he picked Kendrick and you like Kendrick and you love Kendrick music. And since Jay-Z picked him to perform at the Super Bowl that you didn't get paid for, that's doing something for the community. No other community would think that way, right? So you're trying to compare and compete to yourself with other communities that don't operate with that level of delusion. We just got to call it what it is. It's a level of delusion. It's a level of disillusionment. And it's a level of idiocracy. You know, money can't change the deep coonery. No, they say money doesn't change you. It reveals you. So if you're a good person, money is going to make you an even better person. If you're a low down, dirty dog and a scoundrel, money is going to exacerbate and expound on that inner nature that you have. Crazy work. Not your picking and choosing, the politicking as usual. That's some idiotic stuff, right? Because life is about politics and you can't fight every battle. So what do? They have a saying, right? Pick your battles. That's picking and choosing. So in other contexts, picking and choosing is fine. But when you criticizing Jay, y'all politicking as usual, nigga, huh? You're trying to go up in politic and act like you speak for us. Your girl is politicking as usual. When Beyonce performed for Kamala Harris, she was politicking as usual. Nigga, you don't speak for us. And I'm not saying that I speak for us, but what I'm saying is more people will align with me. I'm talking about more people from the grassroots. Jay-Z speaks for this boule, buck broken, brain dead bozo class. And all they have to show for it are accomplishments that don't do anything for you, right? Imagine you looking at a bunch of YNs, right? And I'm using that term loosely, right? And rather than providing them jobs, you can say, yeah, but Jay-Z, he picked Kendrick and Rihanna for the Super Bowl. So that's doing something for us. And then you expecting those niggas not to turn to a life of crime to get some money, to not rob somebody to get some money, and then they gonna spiral into that prison pipeline? And you gonna say that Jay-Z did something for him by spitting a corny freestyle? I mean, what the fuck are we talking about here? I don't want to hear if he's a billionaire. What has this nigga built? Oh, he's invested in stocks. Yeah, he invested in stocks to enrich his family. Salute to him. I ain't pocket watching and hey, nigga, make your money. But what is there to praise? It's niggas in the mud going out there doing thankless jobs, mentoring people's kids. A lot of y'all kids are bad. Like, let's just call it what it is. Some of y'all got some baby's kids, and there's nothing wrong with it, right? So salute to the people that's willing to raise and train your baby's kids, coach your baby kids, mentor your baby's kids. Jay-Z ain't gonna do no shit like that. If you was stranded on the road, a nigga like Jay-Z ain't gonna come. But are you really giving enough respect to the people who would come? The people who really truly do support you? You're supporting all these cats that don't really give a fuck about you. You're buying these brands that didn't even intend to sell to you. And then you're wearing that as a badge of honor. Look at me in this Gucci. Look at me in this Louis Vuitton. And then meanwhile, the owners of Louis Vuitton ain't even rocking the shit that you wear. You're promoting them for free. You're glazing and meat riding Jay-Z, but for what? Jay-Z don't give a fuck about you. And the people that give a fuck about you, you don't even give them love. How many people that you say, oh, I supported, right? I supported. Did you hit a nigga on the Cash App? And I ain't just talking about me. I'm just talking, fine. You feel me? I'm here. I'm a man of the people. I'm here for the free 99, although I do accept contributions. So I'm just speaking beyond myself. How many people that you truly love? Man, that's my bro. That's my gang. Do you support them? That's my woman. That's my bitch. Do you support her? You over here supporting these celebrities, right? These niggas are billionaires. They don't need your financial support, and they definitely don't need you being a mouthpiece for them. They have publicists that they pay for, and you doing the shit for free. Know your worth and stop being a self-loathing simp and a sissy for these people that just are selling you up the river. Also, they can get another accolade. That's tangible for them. They get a platinum record. That doesn't do anything for you. Oh, I get bragging rights because I'm from Brooklyn. You've been from Brooklyn and bragging about Jay-Z selling platinum records does nothing for you. Get his nuts out your mouth. Let's get into it, though. And shout out to Mr. 350, the big block boat rider. What it do? Let's get back into it, bro. But don't worry, I'm gonna play that corny freestyle. And y'all let me know, was it hot? Was it fire? Y'all could go watch the whole freestyle. This is the whole controversy, is just at the part that was played. But you know, some people thought it was hot. I thought it was hot, hot garbage, dumpster juice, diarrhea.
his Target partnership while on stage celebrating the 30th anniversary of his Reasonable Doubt album. Take a look at what Jigga Man had to say.
I don't listen to Twitter activists. They type and I laugh at them. You shopping at Amazon or you boycott? You posting on Instagram? That's meta, boy. Stop it. Y'all know Google owns YouTube. You picking and choosing the politicking as usual.
First off, Jay-Z obviously listened to Dame Dash when he told him to cut his hair off for the concert. Yeah, ahead of his sold-out shows at Yankee Stadium, Dame Dash told Jay-Z to get a classic Caesar cut and throw on a Yankee fitted. It was great advice because, for one, he's been looking a mess for several years when he had whatever he had on his head. I don't know what that was, but it wasn't neat, and it just looked a hot mess. Then they claimed he combed it out before that Roots picnic in Philly, where he tried to wear this weird-looking afro that wasn't shaped right and came out with the whole Eazy-E costume. It just didn't work. So for these latest shows in New York, he finally did something that made sense. He cut his hair. And I have to give him that part. This is a Jay-Z his fans wanted to see and bring back. T.I. did the same thing this year. For the last several years, he was walking around with them sister locks. And I'm sorry, hair can't work for everybody. No, every hairstyle cannot go on just.
And shout out to sis, she gotta be, she gotta be from the lineage. Finally, he got his hair. Do you mean he cut his hair? Let me know. Was that a typo? My boo. You caught that too? Not the sister locks. That's why I had to pause. T.I., I like T.I. T.I. is a legend in the game, but yeah, like sis is saying, man, she said hair ain't for everybody. It's some cats where it's like, okay, cool. It's some cats where it's like, man, that fade, like, bro, that's the look, bro. You feel me? They say waves for the babes, curls for the girls. You know what I mean? So some cats, it's like, man, they got that, you know, that head that's shaped for the waves. Some cats, you know, they got that kind of long cone head, or they got the alien heads. So sometimes people gotta try to get some locks or something to try to cover up, you know, their head structure. But yeah, some of y'all cats is like, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Like, you know, we all gonna have to cut our hair at some point. So I guess Jay-Z picked the right time.
See and bring back. T.I. did the same thing this year. For the last several years, he was walking around with them sister locks. And I'm sorry, hair can't work.
Got you, Big Rig. My bad. You know, I just kind of went into a tangent and I was touching on multiple things, you know, because the topic of discussion is about Jay-Z, but I get what you were saying. And it's true, right? I was bringing up, you know, the Latinos and all this stuff. And salute to the Latinos, the Asians, the Africans, the Caribbeans. I'm a foundational Black American freedman. I'm a humanitarian and I love everyone. But if I'm going to call my community out, hold myself accountable, and my community accountable, then I have to hold everyone else equally accountable, right? Because y'all don't want affirmative action, y'all don't want DEI, y'all against that, right? So y'all should get equal treatment and equal smoke. Not only that, no one in your community is giving you smoke, so someone has to do it. It's a dirty job, but anything else would be uncivilized. So just for all the bleeding hearts out there, because since Big Rig was ad-libbing and I know he wanted me to cue this up, right? I'm sympathetic to mistreatment, especially by some rogue enforcement arms, right? But you can't tell me to sing a sad song and you pull out the tiniest of violins and tell me to go on the streets and protest, ice out, ice out. And then I look at ICE, a significant amount, if not the majority of ICE, Latino, Border Patrol, Latino. Guess who was a overwhelming voting block for Donald Trump? Latinos. Y'all know the song. I will vote for Donald Trump. Like nobody was, there was no gun to their head. Like they didn't even get paid for that. Like they just came out the void. Trump was saying they're bringing crime. He called them grapists. He called their country a shithole. He said he was going to deport them. He had a chant, build the wall, build the wall, build the wall to get the Latinos and other non-whites out of here. And guess what? They still got their whole band, the mariachi band, the hombres, the amigos and amigas, and still said, I will vote for Donald Trump. Like they were saying it with their full chest. Hey, this is what you voted for. 'Tis the season to hold your own huevos. John Cena, one of the dopest and the coldest with a pen. Trump is ruthless. Yes, Trump is ruthless. But is he any more ruthless than Biden? Trump is a bigot. Biden is a bigot. Clinton was a bigot. Obama is a bigot. Not was, is, because they're still here. Both parties are the same. Two cheeks on the same booty, two fangs on the same viper. Don't worry, we're going to get back into it because now that we got John seeing, actually, let me rewind this back, John. And y'all let me know, John, if you want to come up. I probably got like another hour or so in me, maybe less, depend. If y'all don't come up, I'm going to just cook by myself, which, I got my apron on, so I'm all good. But let me rewind this back because I know John is a Jay-Z fan. So let me see, John. Let me know what you feel about this. Hold on. Where's that freestyle? Here we go. Big Rig, let me know. Did Jay-Z gas on this? Y'all let me know.
30th anniversary of his Reasonable Doubt album. Take a look at what Jigga Man had to say.
I don't listen to Twitter activists. They type and I laugh at them. You shopping at Amazon or you boycott? You posting on Instagram? That's meta, boy. Stop it. Y'all know Google owns YouTube. You picking and choosing the politicking as usual.
First off, Jay-Z obviously listened to Dame Dash.
So shout out to this sister because she was like, Jay-Z listened to Dame Dash. Dame Dash was like, bro, you need to cut whatever you got on your head. You need to cut that. Oh, dang, Big Rig came in hot, said trash. Yeah, that's what I said. Basura. That shit was a dumpster smoothie right there. But John, was that bars? Is there anybody in the chat that liked that Jay-Z freestyle? Let me fast forward to some of the commentary though. Oh, but she was talking about like, and John gonna feel this. She talking about how some of these cats need to cut their hair. Like T.I. had the sister locks, you feel me? Jay-Z had the remember on that Nutty for Professor? Shout out to Eddie Murphy, one of the legendary comedic geniuses of our time. But on the Nutty Professor, he said to Dave Chappelle, now I heard the dreadlocks, but I never heard of shit locks. Jay-Z has some sugar honey iced tea locks. Were those locks? Were those wicks? Yikes. Big Rig, don't let me find out that you got some sister. Don't tell me you got some sister packet. Hey, but that show, shout out, that just took me down memory lane. That sister show was fire. And y'all know y'all had a crush on Tia and Tamara. Which one you like better, Tia or Tamara? You wanted both. And shout out to the corn husker herself, the hood table. What it do? Salute to the hood table. Hey, my bad, Big Rig. You know what? Big Rig, bro. Hey, shout out to Big Rig. This bro got thick skin because bro done took more shots than Denzel in Training Day. If you know, bro done took more shots, but hey, he's still standing. Hey, he cold, but consistent. Teflon rig in building. Salute to Brody. Let's get back into it. Hey, I wish I had that song. We are the champs, and again, you know what I mean? That sample, that song. We are the champion. No time for lose. Like that shit. Lightweight was going. Hood Table heard. What did Hood Table hear through the grapevine? Oh, John was. His chat was cutting up. Yeah, John. John, hopefully you do a better job moderating from the chat since you in blue. Hopefully you do a better job moderating over here than you do in your own platform. But don't worry, we gonna get back into it. Let's commence.
When he told him to cut his hair off for the concert, yeah, ahead of his sold-out shows at Yankee Stadium, Dame Dash told Jay-Z to get a classic Caesar cut and throw in a Yankee fitted. It was great advice because, for one, he's been looking a mess for several years when he had whatever he had on his head. I don't know what that was, but it wasn't neat, and it just looked a hot mess. Then they claimed he combed it out before that Roots picnic in Philly.
I ain't gonna lie. If this is this is wild, cuz look at this nigga, bruh. What type of afro is that, bro? Why is bro afro looking dusty like that? This is insane. This is a disrespectful. This is an affront to afros everywhere, bro. Why is bro's afro so dusty? This shit is wild, cuz nigga. This don't make no sense. I be seeing no Big Rig. Hell no, Big Rig. I disagree. Niggas in the pen be cleaner than this. How was niggas in the pen? Oh, she said that's his haircut. Oh, now it makes sense, Big Rig. Now you saying it's dry. It's drier than the Sahara Desert. Now it makes sense. My bad. I stand corrected, right? Actually, I don't, because niggas in the pen, somehow niggas in the pen, they be dyeing their hair, they be braiding, they be having better styles. I'm like, nigga, how do you got a better hairstyle than me? Like, I seen a nigga with like wicks. It's like, bro, you didn't have wicks. How did you get wicks in the pen? I guess it depends on where you at, but I didn't see niggas with PS5s, bro. Like one nigga, his hair was, regular black. Then he was like, man, I want to dye my shit like Future. Then a nigga from the pen dyed his shit blonde like Future. So I guess it's all on who you know. But Jay-Z, come on, bruh. Nigga needs some soul glow. Just let your soul, come on, bruh. Get it together, Brody. You said they shot the block up, Hood Table. I even caught strays. John, hey, according to some, it was your fault. But hey, cue the mystical. I'm gonna have to get this clip. It ain't my fault. Did I do that? It ain't my fault. None of that was my fault at all. You said shout out to them packages, man. You said I had my own clippers and all that. Okay, Big Rig, you be lining yourself up. All right, let's get back into it, right? But I was taken aback by this little dusty little fro, but let's get back into it.
But it wasn't neat, and it just looked a hot mess. Then they claimed he combed it out before that Roots picnic in Philly, where he tried to wear this weird-looking afro that wasn't shaped right and came out with the whole Easy costume. It just didn't work. So for these latest shows in New York, he finally did something that made sense. He cut his hair. And I have to give him.
And we've been joined by an illustrious guest, Egyptian goddess coming through. Egyptian goddess, one of the hottest, especially with the bang. Shout out to Egyptian goddess. Salute to you. And bro had like all of the sound effects without the soundboard. So I appreciate John. John, if only you had worked as hard moderating the discussion as you was getting the sound effects. Bro was on it, right? Moderating, not so much. Sound effects, A+. Let's commence.
From that part, this is a Jay-Z his fans wanted to see and bring back. T.I. did the same thing this year. For the last several years, he was walking around with them sister locks. And I'm sorry, hair can't work for everybody. No, every hairstyle cannot go.
Hey, I'm sorry. She's lightweight sent me with them sister locks again. I'm gonna run that back one more again, but she sent me with the sister locks. Because matter of fact, hold on. Now that she said that, I'm gonna have to pause. I'm gonna have to pull up T.I. Did T.I. really have a sister locks? Come on. Is she really doing bro like that? Come on, man. Were they that bad? We can't do T.I. like that. Did bro really had a sister locks like that? Did he had a sister? Matter of fact, I typed in T.I. sister locks, bro. I typed in T.I. dreadlocks. They like scrubbed the internet. Like where? What the hell? Hold on, let me type in rapper T.I. dreadlocks. Okay. They bring up I guess they must think all black people look alike because they just brought up a bunch of random niggas. So hold on, let me try to pull up this T.I. and see. Y'all let me know. Do bro got sister locks or what? Let me see. Hold on. I mean, do these look like the sister? Maybe, right? Hold on, I don't know if this one gonna show. Hold on, let me see. Maybe this one right here. Even the hood table. I'm just asking y'all, are these the sister locks or she trying to play, bro? Shout out to T.I. Now we ain't talking about his legend status as a rapper. We just saying like sometimes the hair ain't for everybody. Like get back to your grand hustle. Get back to your what was that? Rubber band man. Yeah. Get back to that, bro. And Lil Uzi, like, come on, cuz. Like, what is bro doing? Little Uzi? Yikes. And then Wayne is a legendary rapper, but bruh, those locks, come on, bruh. This shit looks sad, bruh. Come on, cuz. These are looking sad. Little Wayne looks like a lot of pain on that face. Maybe it's all that dyeing, bro. Why do you keep trying to dye your hair blonde and shit? Like, who do you think you are, nigga? That's why your hair falling out, bro. But shout out to Wayne, bro. As an artist, amazing. But bro, y'all can't get y'all fashion together. Does this make any sense? I'm a nigga from a itty bitty city, Pittsburgh, California, but the earth is my turf. You feel me? So I've roamed in some of the most notorious hoods ever known to man. And I ain't never been caught looking like these niggas. How are these niggas got millions and millions of dollars, but y'all getting caught looking like that? Not with the sister locks? Come on, bro. What are y'all doing? Bruh, in the Bay, depend on who you know. Big Rig for the chat. Let us know how much some of your stylists would charge for some retwists. Let us know how much your stylist will cost for a retwist and or a style. And you mean to tell me these niggas got nobody to do that for them? Come to the Bay. And the Bay ain't even, not to say they don't got, a lot of talented stylists out here, but there's some places they say like Atlanta and down south where, they say the people really, really put their foot because most black people are down south. So it makes sense that most of the more prominent stylists would be there. He's from the dirty, right? He's from the dirty South. You can't get anybody to style your stuff. I'm just saying, like, but then again, we're supposed to respect this. They got all this money. They got all this shmoney, but they got their hair looking like that. How are broke niggas just looking more? Like I said, it's niggas in the pen getting Iverson braids, looking crisp. I don't know who's braiding their hair. That's a different story. I don't know if they sitting in niggas' laps or if sitting between niggas' legs or standing up. Hey, not my business. I just know the styles are styling. But let's commence.
His fans wanted to see and bring back. T.I. did the same thing this year. For the last several years, he was walking around with them sister locks. And I'm sorry, hair can't work for everybody. No, every hairstyle cannot go on just anybody. T.I. had them auntie looking locks. It had to go. So he cut it off. He got it together now, did the whole trolling with 50 Cent, and got his rap.
Hey, I'm trying to let it play, but she hit not only the sister locks, she said bro had the auntie looking locks. Hey, if there's any point in my life where I start, like, it's one thing if somebody say, hey, what's up, OG? Hey, what's up, Unc? Right? But if they say, hey, what's up, auntie? Oops, oh, my bad. Like, they mistaked his locks for the auntie locks. So not just the sisters locks are, so they got levels, right? They got the sister locks, then they got the sister locks, then they got the sister auntie locks. Man, I told y'all this one would be a doozy.
Wanted to see and bring back. T.I. did the same thing this year. For the last several years, he was walking around with them sister locks. And I'm sorry, hair can't work for everybody. No, every hairstyle cannot go on just anybody. T.I. had them auntie looking locks. It had to go. So he cut it off. He got it together now, did the whole trolling with 50 Cent, and got his rap career re-energized. Now I'm just waiting on J. Cole because this bummy look J. Cole been rocking for some years now is also played out. Wayne too. Wayne got to do something. He trying to hold on to them 3 locks left. Out of everybody cutting right now, because Future also had a cut, I would say Future is the only one that could grow it back. Just stay away from the dyes. I just don't understand how these people can have so much money but can't schedule an image consultation with people that can really put it together. You know, that's really of the culture.
I mean, that's a great point. I mean, could you refute what she's saying? And she took a tremendous shot at Wayne, talking about bro only got 3 locks. That's wild. Wayne with his 3 locks, Future had to cut his, and she's like, chill back on the dye. Wayne always with the blonde, Future always with the blonde. What is okay? It's funny, right? You know, because I'm not one of the red pill retards, right? I'm not part of the Coonisphere, you feel me? I'm part of the ism sphere, and I just came up with that on the fly because that dude is incredible, right? So I'm not with the whole bashing women and all this stuff, but a lot of you niggas are with that little goofy shit. What's up with all these women? They wearing these hair hats, right? And all this shit. So it's like, okay, fine. Now, some of these chicks, y'all do be going a bit overboard with the hair hats and all this stuff. You feel me? You trying to look like the hood Rapunzel and stuff. No one is asking for that. So just stop pretending that you're doing that for niggas and we'll be cool, right? But this ain't even about them. This is about y'all niggas, right? Y'all saying y'all don't want to see the women. Y'all trying to act like fake white women and dye y'all hair blonde. Then it's a bunch of so-called street niggas with their hair dyed blonde. Huh? Like, what are you niggas trying to do? You niggas are trying to be bad bitches, but want to be respected as hood niggas? Okay. Matter of fact, I gotta hit you.
You know what, nigga? You acting like a little bitch right now. You acting like a little bitch right now, nigga. Man, fuck that. I ain't letting that shit ride.
Y'all know what some of y'all is acting like B-I-E-I-E-I itches. But let's get back into it, though. Actually, my bad. I gotta interact with the chat. The hood table coming in hot. She said T.I. looked like a butch. You said a butch of an auntie with that hair. Yikes. Dang, hood table. But I can't say, I cannot say that you're lying. All right, to the clouds. I'm listening in case some want to roam in the chat. All right, shout out to Big Rig. But like I said, I'll probably be here for at least another 45 hour. So if y'all want to come up, but don't worry. Like I said, the apron is on. And shout out to, let me make sure I didn't, and she said, agreed, it looks like pain. And I'm sure that he did go through a lot of pain, but was a lot of that pain self-inflicted? You know, maybe drug induced, maybe coon induced. The coon chip got activated because Lil Wayne, one of the dopest artists ever. But would you put a mic in front of him? The dude just sounds like a idiotic coon, to put it more plain. I mean, you know, to put it very plainly. And John said, I'm a mod. Hey, well, you know, I was the last one to get a mod. You feel me? I was the first nigga to tell him to go live. I was the first nigga to tell him about StreamYard, last nigga to get a mod stick. It's okay, John. I still love you, brother. Still love you. But you said get out or buy. There's an entire island of black people with blonde hair. I concur. I just recently seen that. And you know, I was gonna touch on that on one day, because sometimes people do, I guess, like misappropriate and say that, hey, like it's kind of like the beauty standard, right? Because they said blonde hair and blue eyes is the beauty standard. So people try to pretend as if, you know, blue eyes are the standards, as if someone with green eyes or brown eyes, which are very common, are not beautiful. Or if blonde hair is associated with white women, you know what I mean? Even though it may not necessarily be, you know, it's not like race or gender based. So yeah, there are going to be more blonde white women now, but since we're the oldest human beings, these specific traits, attributes, phenotypes, they evolved from somewhere. You know, like white, you know, the concept of white, which is albinism, is what some would call a genetic mutation, right? That's why you look at all of the indigenous aboriginal people populated across the world. The original people were darker, melanated human beings. And over time, they've evolved. And this is what the legendary Dr. Francis Cress Wilson talks in the ISIS papers and other teachings, that some or many, at least the power brokers in the dub community, they fear genetic annihilation. So, you know, their whole thing is like, no, we can't have any of the scary black dude, you know, impregnating a bunch of, you know, Lily W women. Yeah, don't go on the cloud, Big Rig. We need to hear from you. But let's get back into the video, though.
Luckily, though, for Jay-Z, he got his consultation for free. Dame Dash gave it to him in an interview. And side note, I don't know how this turned into a hair video, but back to Jay-Z. He had multiple shows over a few days in New York. He brought out Beyonce, Nas, Pharrell, Alicia Keys, Fat Joe.
Before Merit America, Amy was struggling financially as a single parent.
Jeezy, Slick Rick, a bunch of people. I think the most surprising guest was Jaz-O, because there wouldn't be no Jay-Z without Jaz-O. He finally gave Jaz-O his props like 40 years later. I guess better late than never. But yeah, in the clip you just saw, Jay-Z is basically calling everybody hypocrites for questioning his Target partnership when they still support Amazon, Meta, and Google every day. He said, y'all the ones politicking as usual. Crazy, because people said that he's the one selling out as usual. And it's those words from that planned freestyle that's causing a big debate online. You have a lot of people coming out defending Jay, but you also have a lot of people still calling him out.
He's a billionaire. Why would he undercut the boycotted Target for a check? And you're a billionaire? Then he said, y'all still.
See, and this is what we gotta stop doing, because it sounds extremely idiotic. Why is he doing this? He's a billionaire. Yeah, that's what billionaires do. Like Malcolm X says, show me a capitalist, I'll show you a bloodsucker. In order to be a capitalist, especially a crony capitalist, you need someone to step on. You need someone at the bottom. You need a delusion of grandeur to say, hey, look, Jay-Z made it. You can make it too. Kanye a billionaire, you can be one too. You're living paycheck to paycheck, so the likelihood of that happening, you know, is like finding a needle in a haystack. But as long as you keep hope alive, because Hove sold out Yankee Stadium, then you just keep spinning on the hamster wheel. You get comfortable with the rat race that you won't challenge anything. And then you just look at Jay-Z as like a gatekeeper sent from God that you shouldn't challenge and you shouldn't criticize because you like his album. You know what I mean? You see a bunch of actors and you love their role that they acted, right? That's not really them. You love the character that they were playing, so you don't want to call them out. But you have no problem calling you know, your family members out. You'll cut your family member off. You'll cut your family member off for an Instagram post that you didn't like, but you won't cut Jay-Z off. And I'm not talking about everyone when I say you. So I got to be clear because people get all triggered and stuff. I'm just making a hypothetical and a generalized statement. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly because it doesn't apply to everyone. Clearly, there are a bunch of people who are principled, who are morally sound. They stand on business. And there's a lot of people who are psychologically buck broken, who idolize the material and the individuals. And many of you Bible thumpers, if you read the good book, you would know that that's very sinful to do. But y'all got to stop asking these goofy questions. Why are they doing this to us? They're doing it to you because you're letting them, because you're going to keep following them. And then all you're going to do is ask, why are they doing this to us? Yeah, because you keep supporting them. You're not going to say, hey, we refuse to support you and we're done with you. Instead, you just keep saying, why you're doing this to me. Okay. How is that a defense against mistreatment? Someone mistreats you, someone sells you out, and all you do is ask why. You're not fighting fire with fire. You're fighting fire with questions.
Shop at Amazon. And you know his wife, reason she's at the Met Gala, Beyonce, is on the board of Amazon. This who y'all be praising. This who y'all be cussing me out in the comments for.
Baby, a billionaire got in Yankee Stadium. Jay-Z, a billionaire, told black people that he undercut your boycott for a check, and you all clapped. A billionaire told you he undercut.
And these type of ones, I get what you're saying, but like this is a form of gaslighting when you're saying, and you all clap. So when you say you all, all these words have meanings, right? All means all. So don't try to say you all and then mean, well, I don't mean all. Well, if you don't mean all, why are you saying all? You feel me? Imagine me going around, all these bitches is hoes. But no, I don't mean all the bitches. I just mean all the bitches. Like, huh? You're saying you all did this. No, we all didn't do that. And like, what is the point? Because if you're saying you all, you're part of the all, right? So did you do something? Did you go out there and clap? So just stop with this kind of goofy commentary where you're always trying to scold the black community and shit. You don't hear no other community doing that. All of the disgusting, degenerate, debaucherous things that other communities do. Show me the videos. There's videos of Latino gang members slitting other Latinos ear to ear. And they don't say, and you all support this because you all got, and what about brown on brown and Latino on Latino crime? Look, I'm holding people accountable, right? I'm giving an objective analysis. However, it may be colorful, but just stop trying to wag and scold the entire community, right? Also, especially if you're not really offering any type of solutions or you have no track record of doing anything. So this whole Target boycott, that's not for the black community. And the entire black community is not boycotting Target, right? People want pointed boycotts. And what is the point of the Target boycott? Like, seriously, they want you to boycott Target. Target canceled DEI. Like, huh? Really think about this. I'm not boycotting Target for no fucking DEI. Guess who benefited the most from DEI? White people and the white family. because most of the benefits went to white women. And after that, it was white LGBT, white trans, white, white Latinos, Asians, Native Americans, Middle Eastern people. And then we were there at the bottom. And then when they helped out the black people, many of them they helped out were immigrants, melanated immigrants, which nothing wrong with that. But stop framing DEI as a black issue. Black people received the least benefit of DEI, but we're painted as the face. Imagine this, right? White people were the ones who benefited most from DEI. However, they're the ones saying in DEI, yeah, you've already sucked it dry. And then Asians and Latinos, they benefited substantially from DEI, but are they boycotting Target? Hell no. So the group who benefited the least is boycotting Target? No, you don't need to boycott Target. You need to build with your community, because that's not what they're talking about. So let's just say Target restores DEI. How does that help the community? They hire a couple other token melanated figures. That's not helping the community. That's helping Target. They're going to hire some melanated figures to work for them and help push their bottom line. That's not doing something for the community, giving a couple individuals a job. So no, she's already off. I get her sentiment, right? And some of it I do agree. It's just poorly delivered, because she's trying to scold and be condescending, but it's like you don't hear how goofy you sound. You all this, you all that. Aren't you part of the community? You're part of the community, so you're included in that all. So it's just like come better than this. And then she's talking about, and you all clapped, not the entire black community. Most of the black community doesn't live in New York. Most of the black community didn't go to Yankee Stadium. And the entire black community can't fit online. So this is what people do. They said this in the comments. Yeah, the comments is a microcosm of what some people are saying, but there's a lot of bots in the comments. There's a lot of trolls in the comments. You see it all the time over here. Many people have faceless troll accounts, so you don't truly know who's talking. But because someone said something to trigger you, you get triggered, and then you want to scold the whole black community. But then if on the flip side, here, black women do this because look at this black woman right here. It's like, how stupid would they sound? All black women act like this chick. She's saying all, I should say all. But is that intellectually honest? And not saying that she's not making some valid points. I'm just saying the way you're delivering this, it's not as effective as it could be.
Yankee Stadium, Jay-Z, a billionaire, told black people that he undercut your boycott for a check, and you all clapped. A billionaire told you he undercut your boycott for a check, and you all clapped. And then told y'all still shop at Amazon, knowing that his wife co-chaired the Met Gala with Amazon, and you all clapped. I might tell you a joke, but I won't tell you a lie. I keep telling you all, y'all refuse to listen. I don't want to hear a spick of spaghetti about that pink wig lady. I don't want to hear about any other artist. A billionaire told you all that he took a check to undercut your boycott in your face, and you all clapped.
And again, she's saying you all, so she's putting this on the entire black community, right? Y'all clapped, right? Did she clap? And then she keeps saying, well, I told y'all, and you didn't listen. If someone is not listening, you can get mad at the people, but it's the messenger. It's the messenger, right? If there's a coach and he keeps saying, man, I told him to run the right plays, and I told them, it's like, yeah, if you're not reaching through to these people, that's on you. You can try to call them dumb or whatever, then just let them be dumb. Why are you trying to reason with dumb people? So either way, you sound like a fool. Either they're too dumb to understand, so why are you even talking to them? Or it's your delivery, right? It's not, oh, they don't like to be held accountable. It's like, are you really qualified to hold someone accountable? Many people talk about accountability and they haven't even held themselves accountable. I'm gonna hold the community accountable. Like you got a badass kid that you haven't held accountable. You didn't hold your vagina accountable. Your penis hasn't been held accountable by you. How you gonna hold the community accountable? Y'all did this and y'all did that. Nigga, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. So what the fuck are you talking about? Accusing the community. You all clapped and you all clapped. No, we didn't. Like, you thought this was smart to come on and say, but like kind of a lot of vague, incoherent babble in terms of the accusations, right? And this is what all celebrities do. You talking about, I don't want to hear about the pink lady. No, it's called walking and chewing gum. So yes, you can call out Cardi B or Nicki Minaj and Jay-Z. And it's not an either or, it's both. And you call out Jay-Z and Nicki Minaj and all these people, not just for the sake of calling them out, for their selling out in their coonery that is harming the community. Not no fucking Target boycott that has nothing to do with the Target canceled DEI. Like, what did DEI do for you? What has DEI done for your kids? DEI was for corporations to try to pretend it ain't no racism. We live in a colorblind society. How gullible and pathetic could you be to fall for this?
Diabolical. Sheep.
Yeah, he's done this many times now. It's certainly a pattern. He did it with the whole NFL situation. And at first, when the Target.
So if we're all sheep, why are you bothering talking to us? Let sheep be sheep. No, I'm trying to wake up the sheep. Well, if you're trying to wake up the sheep, you need a better message. Man, look at the sheep. They're asleep and I can't wake them up. If these people are sheep, because she said all, right? So she's calling the black community sheep. She's calling all of us sheep. So sheep are doing what they are expected to do. Blindly following someone. Now it takes a strong figure to wake up the sheep. If she can't wake up the sheep, that's on her. You're not an effective messenger. So kind of really don't want to hear from you. Do you want to hear from a coach that can't galvanize a team? You see it all the time. One coach has the team. Look at the New York Knicks. They had Tom Thibodeau last year. They had pretty much the same team. That team got bounced out last year. I don't even think they I think they either made the conference finals, but they got bounced out. The same team, they hired another coach, a brother, Mike Brown, and he took that team to win a championship, the first New York Knicks championship since 1973. Same team, different messenger, different operator, different teacher, different coach. So yeah, I can deliver the same message, but it's going to be more poignant because I'm going to be connecting with my people, not scolding my people and saying that all y'all is sheep. So let's just say that we all were sheep. So all of us is sheep, but she's not. Okay.
Collab was announced. He sent his defense team out, the Breakfast Club. Charlemagne immediately calling everybody hypocrites for saying they didn't have the same smoke for Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole's partnership with Target. Instead, it was fake outrage because they're only coming for Jay-Z. Now Jay-Z is getting on stage calling people hypocrites. He's saying they don't have the same smoke for Amazon, Meta, and Google.
All right, you got to stop buying generic Viagra if y'all over 40. You can get 9 pills of 100 milligram generic Viagra for.
Oh, you boycott. You posted on Instagram. That's Meta, boys.
I am so sick of Jay-Z. Jay-Z knows he's being disingenuous, and he has people in the comments agreeing with him, and it just really upsets me. Jay-Z, now you know the boycott was against Target, okay? Target is one organization. Anytime you do a boycott, boycotts have to be targeted. No pun intended. Not only that, we live in America, a country that has allowed massive monopolies. And it's literally, our whole country is owned by 5 organizations. Amazon hosts half the internet, which is why when Amazon Web Services was down a couple months ago, the internet was down. It's literally almost impossible to boycott Amazon itself with getting on the internet. You would have to boycott the internet. 2, Jay-Z has done this numerous times, right? Nobody said you have to boycott everything. He knew there was a boycott of Target. He specifically chose to do that on purpose, as he always does.
It's definitely on purpose.
He did the same thing with the NFL and said we're past kneeling. He does this every time. When our ancestors boycotted, they didn't boycott everything. They had a strategic boycott of the buses. They focused on the buses. And that's why it works. It's impossible to boycott everything. That's like, this is not a purity test. We know that. And the people who are agreeing with him, y'all honestly, to me, want an excuse not to do nothing. And y'all don't need that excuse. Just don't do anything. Like, what's the problem? But I don't understand feeling the need to talk down or to berate the people who choose to boycott or be like, oh, because I never boycotted. Congratulations. Like, that's just so weird to me. And you can't tell me at this point that he's not doing this on purpose. I just reject the notion that because we can't do everything, we shouldn't do anything. That's just my opinion.
All right, so let's talk about it. Jay-Z got on stage and was like, yeah, I got a partnership with Target, but why y'all worrying about me when you're on Facebook, IG, and Google all day? Oh, yeah, he said y'all refuse to stop shopping at Amazon. Yeah, he said it's y'all, not him. His exact words. You're
So shout out to MD. It says only way a boycott will work, you actually have to do it. Correct. And that's the whole thing, right? Even when voting, right? If you're going to vote blue no matter who, they don't need to court you for your vote. I always say, think about it in a relationship. Imagine you saying, well, I'm going to stay no matter what. But your chick is out there hoeing in the streets, busting it open, but you just keep taking her back. I don't care what you do, baby. I'm going to take her back. Why would she change? She letting a bunch of niggas take a round trip to Pound Town, but you going to keep taking her back. They hitting it from the front, from the side, from the bike, however she like. And you're going to keep taking her back. Why would she change? So yeah, if these cats keep doing this coonery and buffoonery and you still keep supporting them because you like their music or you like some of their artwork, why would they change? Yeah, no problem. Now, just to be clear, hey, I can give a wrench and I can take a wrench, but I ain't with the petty stuff about taking wrenches. Like, if as long as you consistent with the support, I don't think the science of wrenches is that deep to me. Maybe it should be deeper, but just because you got a wrench, it doesn't mean like, oh, he gave me a wrench, so I have to agree with everything he say. You know what I mean? Which, not to say that people do that, but some people do that, right? If you have a wrench and then you disagree with someone, they take your wrench, or, you know, for unknown and undisclosed reasons. So it's like, just keep up the support, and then, yeah, no big deal. I concur. I say most because all literally means all. And like I said, words do have matters. So I'll say most. I'll say 99.9%. So that's not all. I'm leaving a scintilla of a possibility that there are some that are not coons, but I'll say 99.9%. And shout out to John. You still in here? John, I probably only got like 30 minutes, so I'm going to drop the link if you want to hit. And then if not, it's okay. You can just listen in the clouds. But I'm going to play a video, and this is from a legendary content creator that a lot of people don't know about, SWP, Sergeant Willie Pete. And actually, hold on. Before I play this video, give me 1 second. Have y'all hit that like button yet? I'm just saying. If not, don't worry. Here's a friendly reminder. Time for a like intermission. We kindly request that you show love to the channel's creator and platform by leaving a like, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest content. Liking posts is completely free and helps the algorithm boost our reach. We want to grow the community larger and larger. So thank you all who take the time to support us. It does mean the world to us and doesn't go unnoticed. All right, so hopefully y'all took the time to like that. Now, this is an old video. This video is from 5 years ago, and I think is even older than that. I think he just posted it 5 years ago. But shout out to Sergeant Willie Pete. Y'all can find his channel, and I'm going to, Sarge is kind of like me, once he gets into his harangues, and shout out to John Sin. It gets deeper, so he may take a detour down a rabbit hole, but then connect it back to his original point, because you can get intellectually distracted by thinking about so many things. Now, this video is about 24 minutes long, and he's responding to Jay-Z in terms of how Jay-Z sells out the community, not only spiritually, financially, but also intellectually, right? You would think that, hey, you put an interview, hey man, Jay-Z is gonna drop some game. I mean, I'm not a millionaire or a billionaire, but multiple cats have, praised and acknowledged me like, hey bro, thanks bro, you taught me this, you gave me some game that I didn't know, because I'm not only here to teach, but I'm here to learn. So I'm always soaking up game. Just because I don't always tell someone that I learned something from them doesn't mean that I did it. You can learn from a baby. I don't have an ego in that regard. I don't know everything. I know more than most people, but I don't know everything. No, it's physically impossible for you to know everything. There's new information being created every day that there's no possible way that you can process and retain all of the information. So I don't really focus on what I know. I focus on what I don't know so that I can continue to grow intellectually. But what I do know, I research it and I'm adamant about it, because I've done, the observation, the analysis, and the deep dives to, to stand on what I'm talking about. Now, people like Jay-Z, they don't really give any type of game. It's just kind of vague stuff. Man, you just got to chase your passion, man. Man, you just got to follow your dreams. It's like, come on, bro. Like, that's just what I call a buzzword and a bumper sticker. But we're going to get into it, though. Hold on.
End up being the voice of reason, when it comes to Black socioeconomic and, in politics, like, I don't understand that. And Black people, they sitting out here eating it up. You look at the comment section, the women are eating it up, the men are eating it up. I mean, there's a bunch of idiots on social media, like, even the shade room. There's just a bunch of idiots. Notice how the shade room always got some gospel shit that they post all the damn time. I mean, just idiots. And that's what and it just frustrates me, because it feels like that's what the majority of the Black community consists of. These people that, like, it doesn't matter what anybody serves up to you. It could be anything. And Black people will say it's awesome. They'll say it's great. They'll say, oh my God, it's so inspirational. I'm like, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? And we don't have enough Black people who recognize bullshit for what it is and say, that's bullshit. This nigga's talking bullshit. And just moving from there to the point that everybody's like, in other words, people get so embarrassed by talking bullshit that they just stop doing it, because they get slammed for talking bullshit. Nipsey Hussle was the same way, quiet as is kept. He was on that, it's not about the money and follow your passion type of bullshit. I did a video a couple years ago about that shit before he died. He was giving some interview, and I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? And again, I think a lot of it comes from poverty. It may not even come from single mother homes, but I'm saying a lot of children that are in single mother homes are in poverty. But I'm saying it may not even come from single mother homes, as the root cause. It's just the poverty. You know what I mean? Because a lot of black people who are in poverty, again, in my what do you want to call it? What's the word that I'm looking for? In my guesstimation, they have a lot of coping mechanisms. They're very much in their feelings and shit. There's as Michael Jai White did an interview with Vlad, and he talked about this, about the beauty of poverty and how everybody comes together because basically all you have is each other. So you kind of get in this sort of spiritual / magical mode. You're trying to find a greater a purpose in life and a greater existence, even though you have nothing, and so, you can be somewhat more introspective, right? As somebody who comes from poverty, right? Because you're not looking at outward material things. But then it gets to a point where that's just so goddamn crippling, where now you're so anti-money, anti-resources, that you try to convince yourself that that doesn't matter. Meanwhile, no other group is on that. Then when we get to comparing groups to group based on, acquisition of wealth and resources, then you end up with a situation where black people are what? Always at the bottom, thinking that somehow, again, because of our piousness, we are closer to God. We are closer to the Lord. We are better than others. We are more special because, we don't focus on the material wealth. It's like, is it you don't focus on the material wealth, or the fact that you haven't figured out the means to actually acquire it? Because you're so busy, basically blocking yourself with feel-goodery and emotions and all these sort of coping mechanisms, that you end up with a situation where, you basically talked yourself out of a comfortable existence. And for somebody to be sitting up there, for all these rappers to sit up there and they got millions and billions of dollars, and I mean, they can just go out and just spend money however they want. I mean, they are financially independent. Jay-Z could stop doing everything he's doing right now at this moment, and he will be good until he's 97 years old. Okay, that's how much wealth he has. The majority of black people out here living paycheck to paycheck, and they look up to Jay-Z, and Jay-Z got the audacity to go up there and say some dumb shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. And this is how people from poverty think. And this is why, in large part, I have a very limited level of respect from people who come from poverty, because they always go up there and they say some dumb shit. They're never like just straight shooters. They never just, hey, this is the facts. You would think that because Jay-Z is up there and he's surrounded by wealth and he sees how it moves, that he would be coming back to black people and telling black people like, yo, I was in Master's house and let me tell you what was going down. Like, no. Jay-Z comes back like a fucking agent telling black people the same bullshit that Massa would tell us, which is, oh, slaves, it's not about the money. It's about follow your passion. Yes, you go do that. Meanwhile, I'm going to go, count all of my coins and go to my Scrooge McDuck freaking vault and swim in all these coins. Just stupid.
So yeah, like I said, that's SWP. I got a little bit more to play, but I know bro is very animated with his commentary. But I agree with most of what he was saying. I think that, and mind you, this was 5 years ago, and some of these rants are off the cuff. So some things, are privy to being fact checked. I know MD says that's not what Nip was saying. I think he was referring to a specific interview. I think, Nip did multiple interviews. So there could have been some where he was, saying everything, that people wanted to hear. And maybe there are some ones that were, able to be scrutinized. But I don't really look at these cats for like that type of advice. But if you are going to try to pretend that you're giving advice, at least give some sound advice. And shout out to the East Coast finest, Mr. Nassau County, Roger Meadows. He said you might not get what passion mean, maybe. Nah, I'm pretty sure he gets it. So SWP is what he would describe himself as a EL, and that's called an educated lame. It's kind of like a moniker how they use any random nigga from the hood. They call like a Pookie or Ray, Jamal, and all this stuff. So he would be the counterpart of that, which would be considered an EL, an educated lame. But he's more of a more abrasive with his rhetoric and stuff. So a lot of the perspectives, and shout out to my bro Street Media TV. He's one of the some people that say you got to take the emotion out of it too. I'm just speaking in general, not saying to you or anyone else. I'm just saying as a collective and just as a human being, as an adult, sometimes you just got to take the emotion out of your analysis and your perspective and just look at it, very impartially. And sometimes it's hard to do that, especially being part of a marginalized community. But in order to understand how certain politics work, how power dynamics work, you definitely have to do that. Because sometimes people will say, oh, this group is too emotional. And I think every group is emotional because I can go down the litany of emotions, right? Happiness is emotions, but they never really talk about people being too happy, but that's an emotion. They'll talk about people being too sad and acting like victims. But if somebody is living their best life and don't, people can accuse them of being overly emotional because you're overly happy, but that's not what people do. If someone says something that they don't like, or they complain, or what someone would consider belly aching, then they say that's too emotional. But we're all emotional creatures, so we do need to tap in to more of our emotions, and we just need to harness them and use them appropriately, right? We do need to, if you're traumatized, you do need to tap into your sadness. Just don't be a sad victim. You know what I mean? Maybe you need to seek therapy. Maybe you need to do something that's a healthy form of escapism, not like some drug induced activity or gambling or anything. A healthy form of escapism, whether it's working out, creating some artwork, you know. So it's a lot of things that we can do. But Roger says, do you remember that guy 1 to 2 years ago came on Sab Zoom and sounded like he was a president of Jay-Z fan club, just jocking for him? Yeah, that dude, yeah, bro, lightweight had some testicles in his mouth. Balls. Dude was trying to fight all of us. Yeah, bro was tripping. Yeah, no, yeah, because I think so. This is the thing, because they were asking Jay-Z. This is the thing. If you guys are billionaires in our community, because the other communities are not doing that, right? The Jewish community is setting up the young Jewish people to be the leaders of society, right? They're not telling them, hey, just following your passion. They're saying, nah, bro, we need doctors in our community. Some of y'all are going to be doctors. We need firemen in our community. Some of y'all are going to be in, because they just say, just follow your passion. Some people have a passion for sex. So should your daughter be a hoe because she loves to have sex? Wouldn't she be following her passion? You know what I mean? Hey, some people's passion is to Netflix and chill and smoke weed. So they should try to get a job at a dispensary because they love weed. So without clarifying and giving actually substantive game, hey, look, man, people should be going in this. Hey, if Jay-Z had said this, hey, look, I'm a billionaire. You know what I mean? But, not all of us need to go to college, man. Many of you guys, could go through skilled trades and all this stuff. Like, that would be something simple. That would be very basic. But Jay-Z never talks like that. All he talks about is follow your passion and you can be like me. How the hell am I be like you? The only way you're going to be like him is if you go into those white parties getting buck broken, getting fondled by white billionaires. I'm not willing to do that. So I guess I'll never be a billionaire. So then what? Like, you know what I mean? My manhood will be diminished if I don't be a billionaire. Like, come on, bro. Like, what are we talking about here? You're praising Jesus, a dude who was broke, an individual but who by modern standards had no money. You're praising him, but at the same time, you're meat riding Jay-Z because he has money and chains. Guess who else has chains? Slaves. You there, John?
Yeah, I'm here, buddy. That's crazy. That's a good analogy, though. You feel me? The son of the Most High didn't come here financially wealthy, and you know he get the praise. But then at the same time, the same people that want to say, you know, in the name of Jesus, is calling Jay-Z Hov.
I mean, remember, and where is Malik? It's like, don't come. I ain't gonna be here too long. Where is Malik? Because remember, Malik, when you were making these accusations, Malik said that the reason, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said, John, the reason why you can't understand, in his words, Hov music no more is because he's past your tax bracket. Like you can't afford the lifestyle.
Bricks. No, he's saying like that you had to have brick. Jay-Z talk that you had to be a brick hustler, not just a regular hustler, but you had to have weight. Like you had to be a real serious D-boy to understand and connect with Jay-Z's music. That was his shit. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like,
But what Malik was saying was like he evolved from that, and like essentially like me and you, we could only relate to the brick talk. But now since he's buying all these fancy watches and becoming a billionaire, his thought process is beyond the average man, is how it's framed. It's like, nah, man, it's just like if somebody talking about Maybachs and stuff is like, man, you wouldn't really understand what he talking about because you never had a Maybach. It's all this other stuff. And like my OG said, hey, I never took crack. I didn't need to take crack to know that it's bad for you.
Right.
So the whole, well, you never had a Maybach, so you wouldn't understand, or you were never in this tax bracket, or, I had...
Most people don't, but most people don't got Maybachs. Malik ain't got no damn Maybach. The nigga got an old-ass Beamer. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
and it's like...
That shit's so old.
And then it's like this, right? The majority of people don't have the finest of the finest. Like a lot of things, a lot of people in life never will get the experience. Like even on the smaller levels, like nigga, it's somebody in a Honda right now, bro. But then it's somebody who will never experience what's like even having their own car. You see what I'm saying? So it's like there's levels, you know what I'm saying, to material
but then they're
things.
Trying to say that you can't relate. But then at the same time, if Jay-Z came from the... But hold on, John. If Jay-Z allegedly came from the Marcy Projects, wouldn't that person that's down in the trenches actually relate to Jay-Z? Because isn't that where he allegedly comes from? The mud, right?
Right. You should be able to be in the same mind frame, like,
unless people like Malik and the other stands are saying that Jay-Z changed. And if that's the case, then wouldn't that lend credence to saying he sold out? Because John, if you just became a billionaire, like would you switch up? Like would you start changing your views? Would you know what I mean? Like, would you change it? Would the money change you? I mean, it's easy to say now, but like once those millions is in front of you, do you think that you would compromise your manhood, be going to the white parties, be doing businesses?
No, I wouldn't even be a billionaire, honestly, because I don't even need that much money. But the thing is like this: when you aspire to be at that particular level, you don't have no choice but to conform with what those dudes conform with, because we see what happens to everybody who does it.
It's not your arena, right? You in somebody else's wheelhouse, right? So you got to play by their rules.
But show that, and we see what's happening, like with the crypto, the crypto billionaire, trillionaires, you know what I'm saying? They got all that money, and they still ending up dead and missing and all kind of shit like that. So you already see
ugly.
when you're not conforming, Yeah, so you know that anybody who's a celebrity entertainer, they definitely hop into the rhythm that they tell them to hop to, because nigga, you ain't gonna be
And
hopping.
John,
It's
think
simple as
about this, bro. These people, they say that they either were or were around the killers, dealers, and stillers, right? So they're not afraid to pull out a gun. They're not afraid to split a wig, right? But they
that.
are too afraid to tell them their Jewish or non-black manager that gave them a 360 deal and buck broke them financially. Matter of fact, they'll say, nigga, where you at? I'll pull up on you right now and slide on you. But they won't slide on the dude who literally broke them for millions, owning their
Yeah,
royalty, ass caps, and all this stuff. And then you're supposed to look at them, man, he really with the shit. He's with the shit
yeah.
with who?
Jay-Z, he rapping about stabbing unrevered, but he won't even swing a hand at Leor Cohen
Hey,
or fucking. You know what I'm saying?
did you
Like
see that
you.
video when he was with Einstein Harvey Weinstein? Did you see that video? Somebody was asking Jay-Z a question, and I think the Harvey Weinstein dude, who you know who is like a convicted pedo, you know who
Yeah,
that
the
is,
dude that
right?
was behind it. I only remember we looked it up. Only gets deeper, nigga. I pulled up his whole shit, nigga. The company that he's
Bro, he
behind
was
and all the shit.
stepping in for Jay-Z and like speaking for so it's like you got bro at the white part, and they're always getting like kind of fondled by these dudes, bro. They be like hugging them. Hell, like, come on, John, we brothers, bro. I love you, bro. I have no issue saying that. But nigga, there's no photos of me like holding this nigga close to my bosom and like, come on, bro. What is I'm just
Yeah, they
saying, bro.
nigga,
What
they do all that sexualizing type shit. You know what I mean? It's kind of
but
like
but hold on, peep this. Malik never said pause to all that though. This nigga
yeah,
Jay-Z getting molested by these fucking billionaires. No pause for that. Like this shit don't make any sense. A nigga say, you say some random shit. Hey, I'm finna go fuck with my nigga in Stockton. Pause. Like, huh? Like, why are you thinking about some gay shit? But then
right,
Jay-Z literally getting fondled, and then it's like, there's no pause. It don't
right.
even make any sense, bro. But let me give a shout out to the chat. The Florida fam, sunlight from the sunshine state, shining brighter than a diamond. And that I don't know if you want me to, I will. And if the crowd wants me to, I really, I think it's a bit of a nothing burger. Now I will further address Lupita Nyong'o because I think she is like Afro-Mexican or something. And when she came over here, she said, I never knew that. Now you can say it's gaslighting, but Lupita Nyong'o, as black as she is, she came over here and said, I never knew I was part of a race called black until I got to America. And then this is why I
Who is
talk about,
Lupita? Who is that? That's
I'm
somebody
finna
who
pull
came
her
up.
up.
Oh, you talking about? Okay.
You know who that is? Lupita Nyong'o?
No, I thought you was talking about somebody that was in the chat or something said that shit.
But do you know who Lupita Nyong'o is?
No, I thought you were talking about somebody that was in the chat. That's why I was looking. I never heard of her. I thought
Yeah,
you was
yeah.
somebody who was.
I was responding to Sincere. She said it.
Oh, okay.
She asked me, was I going to respond to, because Lupita Nyong'o, they created a movie called Helen of Troy. Hey, they say historically she's a white woman, but they booked her to play this. But John, you don't always talk about delineation, right?
Yeah.
You want to see what delineation looks like?
Yeah.
Look at the screen. Could you read that for me?
Let's say Lupita Nyong'o, Kenyan Mexican actress.
It doesn't say black.
Kenyan and Mexican.
It doesn't say African American.
Not at all. It's
But she's an
specific.
American citizen now, and now she's considered African American, just like you, because we
Yeah,
all
that's
the
crazy.
same.
Yeah, we
And
not.
this is what I'm trying to say. Like when you ask them what they are, they'll tell you, hey, I'm Kenyan and Mexican. Like it wasn't just the Dominicans. I know black, Poppy. It wasn't just them. I'm not black, I'm Haitian. I'm not black, I'm Nigerian. I'm not black, I'm Igbo. I'm Yoruba. I'm Hausa. And then when we say, you know what, y'all not black, and then now it's all y'all can't gatekeep blackness, and then it's like, okay, fine, you're black, but you ain't foundational black American. Y'all being divisive. Is she being divisive for calling herself a Kenyan Mexican? No, she's being accurate. That's what she is. She's a Kenyan Mexican. But she comes over here, she's African American, just like you. And y'all have the same history. No, like, do you speak Spanish? Did you grow up in Mexico? So no, it's like our lineage is just not interchangeable. But we've been accepting that just because they have a certain level of melanin. And then this is what they'll say. Yo, mama black, or you got a cousin who look like her. There's some Chinese people that look Japanese. They don't sell out their lineage to say, hey, you know, there's a Japanese person who has slanted eyes, so we're all the same. No other group does this, but we're supposed to do this just because of skin tone, right? She herself said, I didn't know I was black. Now you can think that she was lying. She was in her 30s when she said that, which means she lived her whole life saying she wasn't black. On the continent of Africa, they're not going around calling themselves black. So when they get here, they're divided by tribe in their homeland, and then they come over here. We all the same. You were on the continent in your motherland, and y'all weren't the same there, but you come here and we're all the same. Like, it's rather pathetic. Because, you know, people just kind of accept it. And then they say that you're being divisive for accurately identifying people. Obama is Kenyan. He's a biracial Kenyan. Like, that's facts. But if you call him that, he's the first black president. No, he's the first Kenyan American president. He's the first Kenyan biracial, which is facts. You can't like refute that. It's just you trying to force blackness on him. You're only forcing blackness to try to appeal to the foundational black American population so we can try to protect this legacy and uplift Obama. But what did Obama do for black people? Not a damn thing. He did something for Latinos. He did something for LGBT. He did something for the billionaires and the big wigs. And he told black people, pull your pants up, Pookie. That's what he said to black people. He said, I'm not the president of Black America. I'm the president of all America. So why should black Americans be writing for the head tether in charge, Obama? But let me pull this down and get back into the video. Is that you? Is Roger, or who the hell is this? Let me make sure before I pull this down. Is that Roger or who?
It is the United Negro College Fund. Yeah,
Hold
it's me.
on, bro.
It's me. It's me.
I was okay. See, Roger, you like to play. Let me pull this down. So Roger, hold on, mute up, Roger, because you know I gotta hit you, bro. Mute up, Roger, because.
And I quote, you know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
Because
Who the hell are you?
I know who that was, but come on now, Roger. What's up with you, bro?
I just had to do my voice like I just the other, you know, just say this real quick because I know you got to play video. I was watching Black Authority the other day, and he just happened to mention that skit that Eddie Murphy did when he played the white guy, and I said, you know what, that was my favorite skit. I went back and watched it, and always my favorite part was the end when he said, "What a silly Negro," and he was when the guy at the bank was giving him the money because he thought he was white. Oh, you probably never saw that part.
Man, you talking about Coming to America, right?
No. Saturday Night Live.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Oh, it was the best. Well, you know what? I'll send it to you later.
I was going to say, send me a link after the show. And shout out to Sincere. She says they have some real racist clips out there regarding her and her part in the movie. The comment sections are crazy. And MD says crazy. Both things are just cultures, Mexicans and Kenyans. Yeah, and that's all. And that's the whole thing. That's all delineation is. We're just talking about cultural and ethnic specificity. There's nothing divisive about it, right? What's divisive is trying to lump everyone together, which is why all these groups delineate. which is why Christians delineate. Christians don't go around saying we're the same as Latter-day Saints. Latter-day Saints is the same as Jehovah's Witness. Pentecostal is the same as Baptist. Why are y'all delineating in Christianity if y'all all reading a good book, right? But that's what they do. Why is there Jewish delineation? Ashkenazi Jews don't say they're the same as Sephardic Jews. Sephardic Jews don't say they're the same as Hasidic Jews. Chinese people are Asian. Japanese people are Asian. Korean people are Asian. Cambodians are Asian. Filipinos are Asian. Pakistanis are considered Asian. They don't go around saying we're all Asian, so we're the same. But with us, you have to look and say, you're the same as a Jamaican. You're the same as a Nigerian because you have the same skin tone. Chinese and Japanese people have the same skin tone. They don't say that they're the same people. They don't say because I'm Chinese, I hate Japanese people. So because I'm a foundational Black American freedman, I don't hate Africans or Caribbeans or anyone that's not of the lineage. I'm a humanitarian, so I love everyone, but I don't need to pretend that we're all the same. I don't need to pretend that a jaguar is a leopard because they look similar. And when you're dealing with the word same means identical, not similar. And a grapefruit is similar to an orange, is not the same. A crocodile is similar to an alligator. It's not the same. So, Roger, did you hear some of the breakdown that we were discussing with Jay-Z?
Yes. I mean, I got on maybe 15 minutes ago, but I did hear you talking about, Jay-Z, and the guy was doing some commentary. That's when I responded about that guy from our call-in.
Oh yeah, no, I got you. But John, did you have anything to add with the Jay-Z, like with the freestyle? I mean, like, was it hot?
Shit was just fun. All Jay-Z freestyles, the last shit he been doing been hella
You a
like
little bit low, John.
you hear me?
Yeah, you sound even lower now.
I don't know, maybe it's my service and shit. I'm on the road and shit. But that Jay-Z
Okay,
freestyle,
I can still hear you
was
now.
bunk. Yeah, that Jay-Z freestyle was bunk as fuck. You know what I'm saying? That shit was mediocre. All the last freestyles he been putting out been hella mid, but they just gassing it up because it's Jay-Z. Every line that he say, they act like the shit is really a work of art or some shit. The shit is just mediocre, and he been capping, he been lying, and he been deflecting, and everything will come to the light. You know what I'm saying? He'll have his day. So a nigga ain't even tripping off Jay-Z, or the imaginary money that niggas think that he got. You know what I'm saying? End of the day, you know what I mean? So,
So
in
hold
due
on,
time,
like,
man,
hold on, John. It gets deeper. You kind of throwing out words like imaginary. Like, are you
imaginary,
questioning his billions?
It's not even a question, nigga. It ain't there. It don't exist because the same way how they say he just lost what, like half of a billion. They
A
said he
couple
just lost half $1 billion
with like a bill, right?
because he didn't get the casino deal that Nas got or some shit like that. And then they saying, yeah, I mean it's a few things like people he didn't lost. Jay-Z don't win. Nobody wins all the time, just to be correct all the way. But they try to make it like he just don't be taking no L's, bro. Jay-Z be taking L's. That's why he back at them white parties and shit like that. He ain't doing no Rock Nation brunches. He at the white party, you know what I'm saying, trying to play nice and shit, man. He know that the writing is on the
And you
wall
know
and
what?
shit.
Actually, he was on the shelf, bro. Was stagnant. But then remember, matter of fact, we didn't hear nothing from bro, like because some people he tried to hide clear, because he was cooning and buffooning with the whole NFL stuff, and then he was just playing his role and just being the good little Negro. And hey, look, I booked Rihanna. Hey, I booked Bad Bunny. I booked Kendrick, right? But then you know what the catalyst was? He was named in those pedophiles.
Yeah.
Then suddenly, remember, he starts saying, "No more defense. We're going on offense." Remember, he was
Yeah.
saying,
What's the offense? Doing a concert, nigga, performing old songs with some mid
technically,
freestyle.
John, technically that is offense because if you know about, in a Roman sense and in a political sense, bread and circus. What is he offering? Bread and circus. Here, it's a spectacle. Let me dance and cut a jig for you. So people are enamored that he sold out Yankee stadiums that people
Yeah,
are not
that's
mentioning that
that's
he
the
was mentioned in those
yeah,
files.
yeah, we mentioning it though. So at the end of the
Yeah,
day,
yeah, that's
the
what I'm saying. The
people, the only people
grassroots.
that is fooling is the people that's fooled. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, bro, see through the shit, bro. I mean, and it's okay. A lot of motherfuckers just ignorant, and that's cool. They could be ignorant, but at the end of the day, nigga, a hell of people
Well,
see
hold
the
on,
truth right
John.
now.
John, you forgot to put one word in front of the ignorant. Willfully.
Oh yeah, for
They're
sure. Because I mean,
willfully
they choosing
ignorant
this shit.
because
Yeah,
because
they
yeah, because if it was genuinely ignorant, they would just be naive. That's where the whole saying, if they knew better, they do better. That's from a genuine standpoint that they just don't know. But once you're
facts,
willfully ignorant, you know that we're right. But
facts.
that's where it turns into, oh nigga, John, you broke. B-Eazy, you broke, nigga. You ain't got no hit. You ain't sold no platinum. You know what I mean? It turns into that because they can't refute the argument.
Facts. That's all true. I agree 100%.
But then there's also nothing tough about it too, because then on one hand you'll act like Jay-Z. So think about this. It's just a lot of like coonery and contradictions, right? They'll try to act like, well, Jay-Z got money and Jay-Z is tough and all this stuff. But then if a nigga hypothetically were to slap Jay-Z, oh, see, they would be talking about black on black crime. But I thought you said this nigga was tough. So then when I go and mark this nigga out, you won't call me tough, right? Jay-Z is talking about catching bodies. And then if somebody, harmed him, hypothetically, not wishing that harm, like that person wouldn't get any credit. So it's like Jay-Z is supposed to get credit for selling out, but you don't get credit for calling him out for being a sellout. It just doesn't
Facts.
make sense. He can get credit for hustling and selling dope to your kids, and then when you say, all right, fine, if Jay-Z got glorified from here, I'm gonna sell a little bit dope. See, that's the problem with black folks, black culture, and fatherless homes and all that shit. It's like, nigga, you praise Jay-Z for doing this shit. You feel
I
me?
know what.
It
Niggas
just
got
don't even make sense.
I
niggas
know
gotta
what.
just stop praising money at the end of the day,
Yes,
bro.
yes.
Go ahead, Roger.
So I know what video you're talking about when someone was asking Jay-Z something, and then Harvey Weinstein came in there and came to his rescue and was just like, "Come on, we gotta go," or "Yeah, we're not talking about this," or whatever the case is. But yeah, the
Bingo, you seen it, Roger. It's like Harvey Weinstein like kind of yoked him up like a little boy. They was asking Jay-Z. Jay-Z was looking goofy as hell, and Weinstein
out of his
like,
element.
I,
That's the face that you have when you are out of your element. You
yeah.
ain't in
Now
your
that you say
true.
that, he did look like a deer in headlights. Go ahead, Roger.
Yeah, but no, what my man just said about, like we've always valued money, just like, like, oh, you broke nigga, like, oh, a bunch of broke niggas. They ain't got no value because they broke. So we're placing value on money. You know what I mean? By saying, oh, well, you broke, so you know what I'm saying, you have no value.
Hey, but Roger, what do you think about this? Because this is where the contradiction comes in. The same people that call niggas broke, they will have a iced out Jesus piece, an ice encrusted cross. There's no documentation. Clearly, there's no footage or film of Jesus wearing a piece of himself. There's no footage of Jesus wearing an iced out chain, right? By modern standard, Jesus would have been poor. Jesus would have been considered broke, and he would have been considered dusty. He would have been considered a hobo, a vagabond, all of these pejorative terms. That's who
Yeah.
you praise. So on one
Yes.
hand, you're saying we're created in the image of God, but you looking down on quote unquote broke niggas. But your idol that you praise and say is, remember, they say Jesus is my Lord and Savior. Your Savior was a broke man,
And he
but you're
didn't look.
shitting on your fellow broke man. I'm shitting on y'all niggas because you broke, and then you gonna go praise a broke porcelain figure. Make it make sense, bro.
And he did not look at gold. He looked at gold the same way we look at a granite rock. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't like, oh, it's gold. And it was just like, oh, it's just another rock.
hold on, Roger, because I'm about to shut this down.
Oh, okay.
John, give us a closing statement before you go. Everything that we you know, what we said or whatever you heard from the stream that you want to expound on, so
Man,
you can take us home.
I'm just gonna say, everybody, man, keep your eyes and ears open, bro. You know what I'm saying? Learn, think for yourself, and question everything that's being fed to you, and look at shit from every angle. Why would something be pushed to you versus why something that's not being pushed to you? And the proof is in the pudding, bro. You know what I mean? I feel like we got eyes and ears for a reason, and we just in the time frame where there's too much information out here to remain ignorant. Like you said, B is willfully at this point. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just willfully just want to be ignorant, turn a blind eye, and that's okay, man. Because sheep and cattle gonna be cattle, and they're gonna lead they're gonna be led to slaughter. So, we can't save everybody, but at the end of the day, man, wise minds, you know what I'm saying, think alike. And we see through the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? It gets deeper. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the chat, shout out to the mods. You feel me? Shout out to everybody that showed up and that continuously shows up day in, day out. Be easy grinding. Shout out to Roger, you feel me? Shout out to MB in the track. Big Rigs, S3, you feel me? I seen my in there, Vibrance, you feel me? Everybody holding it down. And we just gonna continue to dive deeper into these topics as the days go by. More and more information is just pouring out, man. These people are getting exposed left and right. You know what I'm saying? The time is getting thinner. You know what I'm saying? It's not getting longer. And like I say, man, everybody that's worshiping money, you will soon see, who the real king is and how far praise and material is gonna get you, man. Because all that shit can blow away with the wind, man. In the words of the Most High. So, on that note, check me out on It Gets Deeper the
Hey,
next time. Yeah.
John, you said you about to drop down, right?
Yeah, I'm
How
dropping.
do you got like 2 minutes?
What's up?
No, because I want to play something real quick. I just wanted you to be up here when I played it.
All right, play it.
All right, hold up. Let me try to get to this spot. So this one finna be one of them ones. Hold up. Let me try to get right here. It's only gonna be a preview of it. Hold up. Give me 1 second.
The album, you can see at the bottom right here, you can see these shoes. These are his handlers because he put out this album the same day that the Twin Towers crashed. Do y'all get it now? Because remember, this is Jay-Z's 45 ritual, right? And who's the 45th president? Donald Trump. Who's the 47th president? Donald Trump. 9/11. Jay-Z came out with the blueprint on 9/11. He went platinum with this album. That was initiation. This is another initiation, his concert. So that's why Pharrell says Jay-Z is ready for war after they poked the bear. Tell me if y'all know, put a rice bowl in the chat if you know what he's talking about. Why would they put this in the multimedia news? Because Ready for War is talking about a war that can possibly happen on American soil because the bear is equivalent to who? Russia. Russia is allies with who? Iran. Iran has the ability to do what? Shut down the power grid. You can't make this up, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot make this up. You can't make this up. So that's why Israel warned the United States of Iranian plot to unalive Donald Trump, right? And Donald Trump is also from where? New York City. So the 45 ritual, right? We're going to get into the occultic bag because one thing you got to understand about Jay-Z, Jay-Z is basically an archetype of being the Michael Jordan of the rap industry, right? Because the number 45 is symbolic to a comeback. And that's why Jay-Z, he cut off his hair. It's basically a form of resurrection. Because, see, that's their negative aspect of resurrection. Because I told you that the planet is going through a recalibration process because we're going through the great purification period by way of the El Nino weather because you had the judgment solar eclipses. So this is what they do. They mimic the energy of what's taking place cosmically. And they do it in a form of dark rituals. So this is why he cut off his hair, because it's symbolic to his resurrection, not a resurrection that's connected to source. So his resurrection in
So bro is gonna cook some more on that. I just want to let you hear a little bit.
I was watching that. I watched that whole live before I just came on your sheet. That's why I was late. I just seen that. He was going crazy on that. He was cooking.
Yeah, bro was cooking. Yeah, so I just want to play that. So just finish your closing remarks because I'm gonna shut it down too. So just do your closing remarks, John. I'm gonna go to Roger and I'm gonna shut it down.
All right, well, yeah, like I said, man, y'all know where to find me at, man. I'ma always be pulling up on my bro B-Eazy shit. I'ma always be pulling up on Big Rig Slaps. I'll be pulling up on S3 shit too. Find me on my channel, man, John Sinatra, aka John SIN Different. You feel me? It gets deeper. We going live more consistently. We got the pre-records coming. I'm finna be trying to drop 2 a day. You know what I'm saying? And go live at least twice a week. And other than that, man, like I say, man, just keep your eyes open, man. And like I say, man, the veil is getting lifted, man. These motherfuckers getting exposed left and right. Don't even trip off the people that want to just, ride coattails and continue to be blind by choice. Just go ahead, let them be blind and just realize that everybody have their purpose. You know what I mean? A snake wasn't invented with the same reason that a lion was invented. And a lion wasn't invented with the same reason that the bear was invented. Like everybody got their positions. So just let everything pan out. You feel me? And be confident in your choices and decisions and the truth that you believe in and how you walking. And let that be that. I'm out.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. And Roger, go ahead and take us home, brother. Give us some closing remarks based on anything that you've heard and that you want to chime in.
Well, like John said, stop worshiping money. You know what? I think hip hop is the first Friedman music that actually bragged about what I got and what you ain't got. I don't think they did that with the other musics that we created. So I don't know what makes hip hop any different, but it's that put that into our head. You can go back to Rapper's Delight. I got a color TV to watch the Knicks play basketball and all that stuff. I mean, I had a color TV back then anyway, but like this whole thing about just money. It's I think we're taking a turn now. I think we're taking a turn. So I got hope. I got hope. I think we're no longer this. Your new generation. This new generation is kind of turning away from that. Maybe they're seeing the traps of having money. I don't know, whatever, but maybe it has something to do with the the price you pay being on the Epstein files or whatever the case is. But I do see something changing with your generation, with Generation Z, and who knows what happens with the kids, with Generation Alpha. So, I mean, that's it. I really can't follow what John said. That was like, you expect me to follow that. But no, that's it.
All right, it's all good. And make sure you send me that, and then
I
gotta link up with you.
Did.
Okay, cool. All right, I appreciate you. So I'm gonna go ahead. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do you want me to drop you down, or you can just drop down?
Oh, well, yeah, I don't know how to drop down.
All right, I'll just drop you down because I'm about to shut it down. So
Okay.
don't trip, Roger.
All right.
Peace out. All right, so that was my boy Roger from the East Coast. And hold on, let me just bam. All right, so I got you up out of here, Roger. But hopefully you're still gonna come back and watch. And so now that y'all heard that, this isn't just about Jay-Z. This is about the majority of celebrities, public figures who are getting paid by those folks. They say who funds you runs you. So, look at who these people are being funded by. Now, I think this has been a fruitful stream, and I'm going to get ready to shut her down. Now, hold on. Before I get up out of here, let me see. Give me one moment. So let me hit y'all with a couple visuals before I get up out of here. But I do appreciate y'all. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world. Y'all chose to be here with me. And for that, I thank you. Yeah. Hey. B-Eazy Dat Dude, yeah. Shit so hot it's burning up. Just go ahead and turn this up. I bring the pain like an aftermath of a car wreck. It's a lot of niggas that say they real, but to me that shit is far-fetched. Most them cats is pussy. They really is on some feminine stuff. I ride up on them with the 40 ounce. It's the definition of adrenaline rush. What it dudes is sweet like cinnamon puffer. My niggas is rough like Willow Pass. Grew up out on Mary Mac, but I used to hang on Willow Pass. These birds that I roll with, outcasts and misfits. For the zip lips when you get hit. When the fifth spit, flat line in your pit. Trap habits is black magic, no voodoo. Get the bands like Buku. For the cocaine, they go cuckoo. Most these niggas is foo-foo, so I'm shitting on them like doo-doo. I can't fuck with y'all like tofu. I'm just saying, man, like Goku. Bad bitches at the house with me watching Netflix or Roku. Fuck them both at the same time, and I swear to God, it was so cool. Street legend, real boss, I call shots cause I'm still saucy. I know some G's to the bike crack on shite racket and fly back out the mill. When they hear me flow, they say I be burning up, burning up. Cookie to the draw is what we burning up, burning up. What you ain't know, oh, we burning up, burning up. This shit so hot, it's burning up. Just go ahead and turn this up. When you hear me flow, say I be burning up, burning up. Cookie to the draw is what we burning up, burning up. What you ain't know, oh, we burning up, burning up. This shit so hot, it's burning up. Just go ahead and turn this up. Now, hopefully, y'all have liked the stream. It won't cost you a fee. Like, sharing, commenting is free. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Now, if you are feeling generous, if you want to spread the generosity.
If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and smash that. If you're feeling generous, then you can hit the Cash App. $Easy Stack. It's easy to remember. All them donations that you contribute make it feel like it's the 25th of December. Hit the Cash App. It's preferred over Super Chat because YouTube takes 30% off the top, and that's stupid whack. So if you wanna see growth and watch the content get greater, send a Cash App to B-Eazy Dat Dude.
Grave digger, the dome cracker, the wig splitter. All about my cheddar, square ass nigga. Hating on the player, cause I'm all about my facts. Thugs don't get you, 100 miles per hour, feel like a cobra. All about my cheddar, square ass nigga.
Be easy, he is that dude. Ooh, he is that dude. That dude, be easy, he is the one that you can call so he can get the job done. He about to reign supreme if you thought his run would soon end. He just getting started though, so go ahead and tune in. Be easy, he is that dude. Ooh, 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 he is that dude. B-Eazy Dat Dude, boy, stop playing. You know you dat dude and been dat dude. Back in the day, he was that dude. Fast forward to today, he's still that dude. Yup, dat dude. You can see as clear as day that he here to stay. Either get with the program or move out the way. B-Eazy Dat Dude, he back with another one, another one.
If you feel the vibe, like, share, and subscribe. We growing on this journey. Come and take a ride.
If you wanna slide with that dude, be easy. We going all the way to the top, believe me. All the way to the top, believe me.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Follow. Be easy. You know you want to.
We're waiting.